This track of the Allie G Show is proudly sponsored by BAKLINE Running, my favorite BAKLINE-based performance and lifestyle brand built for us athletes. They have gotten me through my pretty much every single race that I've ever done. First 5K, they've gotten me through all the 5 boroughs of New York City multiple years in a row. Backline's apparel will absolutely get you anywhere you need to be in comfort and style and strength. And I am so grateful to partner with a brand that shows up for the running community every single mile. So thank you so much for Backline Running and everything they do for this community. Welcome back to the Allie G Show for track 37. We are almost at 40. I said it last week. I'm super excited to hit 40. We're almost there. Almost there. But today's conversation is one that really hit close to home. It's raw, it's inspiring, and it is so full of heart. I had the honor of sitting down with Dan Foley, the founder of Team Skinny Pig, which is a running and fundraising team he built in memory of his late brother, Keith. What started as a way to honor Keith's life and legacy has grown into something so much bigger, and he is working toward raising upwards of $100,000 for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and aiming for so much more. Dan's journey into running began not as an athlete, as he'll explain to you, but as a way to support others. And now he's headed to the 2025 TCS New York City Marathon, running side by side with none other than Alex Karwowski from Peloton. So I cannot wait for you all to hear Dan's story. It's about family, community, and how doing hard things together can change lives. So let's get into it. All right. I am sitting here today with Dan Foley from Team Skinny Pig. Dan, what's up? Welcome to the Allie G Show.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you, and now I get to meet you in person. And thank you. It's an
Yes.
honor.
I know. It's so nice. It's an honor for you to be here. So let's start with the basics. Tell the listeners a little bit about who you are and what you do and where you're from.
Yeah, sure. So Dan Foley, I am from Uxbridge, Massachusetts. Pretty much born and raised here for the most part. I have been married for 20 years to my beautiful wife, Katie. Our 20-year wedding anniversary was actually yesterday, October 15th. So
Oh my God. Happy anniversary.
yeah,
It's
thank you.
awesome.
And we have two great kids. Paige, my 15 and a half-year-old sophomore, running cross country and track, and Theodore, we call him Theo, and he's
Cool.
11 and a half, sixth grader, and is like a superstar soccer player. So
It's so
then
awesome.
me, I'm just an insurance nerd. I've been in the insurance business, oh my God, for 22 years now. Currently a director that oversees an onboarding team of auto adjusters all across the country. So it's pretty cool job. I like it. I get to have a lot of impact and influence on early in career individuals and hopefully guide them in the right direction. So
Love it. I love it. That's so cool. And what is something that people might be surprised to learn about you other than what you already shared? Because I
yeah.
feel like everybody's job is always surprising to me. Just when you meet someone for the first time, you
Uh,
know. But
so it's
yeah.
funny. I was thinking about this, and there's two things that come to mind. Um, One is really out there. I've always wanted to be on the show Survivor,
Oh,
um,
I love Survivor.
but I could
That'd
never
be
do.
so sick.
I could
I
never do.
know.
I couldn't do the bugs. I would get like
Hmm.
I would just scratch my skin off. I'm sure with all the mosquito bites and things like that. And
Yeah.
going to the bathroom in a porta potty at a race is hard enough. I can't imagine having to use the ocean for a month. So no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
know. As cool as it would be, I'm like, maybe I should rethink that.
yeah. So that's the
No,
only.
that was a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah. My wife was like, you should share that fact. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's a cool one. I know anytime I do a podcast or like somebody or like an icebreaker at work, I always phone a friend. Like I'll text my sister and like all my group chats with my best friends. I'm like, guys, if I were an ice cream flavor, which one would I be? Because like that's an icebreaker I always come across. No, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And you're here to talk about a number of things. I feel like I just met you, but you feel like you're one of the most interesting people that I haven't met. So before we jump into your running journey and kind of how you got to where you are now, I thought it'd be cool for you to tell us a little bit about Team Skinny Pig and how it came to be and how you came up with the name and your brother Keith and your whole story.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to get through this without getting emotional. It's been a little bit, so I should be okay. But so Team Skinny Pig is a general. It's basically what's called a general named fund through Dana-Farber. And the benefit of having a general name fund is that I am able to raise money for Dana-Farber, but direct it to where I want the research and the money to go. And so
Wow.
we've decided that it's going to go to Dr. Bradley McGregor, who is my brother's oncologist. And he is able to then take that money and use it to fund whatever sort of research he wants with that. Um,
Wow.
so we're in the, I guess, infant stages of that right now. So I'm excited to see what he does with that and what impact it'll have. So that's the Team Skinny Pig Fund. Team Skinny Pig is a group of us. It's my family. It's my friends. It's hopefully going to expand beyond that to people that I just met or people that are interested in making a difference, right? That can help with this. The name Team Skinny Pig comes from my niece. She was 4 years old at the time, and her parents, my brother Keith and her mother Caitlin, they were looking to get a family pug, and she really wanted to name the pug's Skinny Pig, which is pretty cute and adorable.
That's so cute.
But probably a tough name to call, right? Like when you're
Yeah.
trying to get the dog to come to you. So they opted to go with Bruno, and
Mhm.
Team Bruno just didn't have the same ring to it. So we decided to keep Skinny Pig alive and name the team that.
It's
My
awesome.
my brother, my big brother Keith, was just a really awesome guy. He started a family a little bit later in life. So his daughter, like I said, his daughter was 4. Oh, geez, I think actually she was 2 when he was diagnosed
Mhm.
with renal cell cancer, which is what one of Dr. McGregor's specialties is treating renal cell cancer. So
Wow.
Keith was the best big brother in all sense of the words. He beat me up when he needed to when I was little, but he also protected me and taught me all sorts of life lessons. Um, he was 6 years older than me, so we weren't always close when I was younger. Once he went off to college, I was kind of left to my own devices at home and getting into
Mhm.
trouble. But after college, him and I really reconnected and really became best friends. And he's given me some great guidance through life and has he always will, right? I'll always think about what he's taught me through life and take that
Mhm.
with me. And I miss him a hell of a lot. He was diagnosed with renal cell cancer in 2021. He was having some back pain that summer, and he thought he had just pulled a muscle doing yard work, and he kind of put off getting it checked. And unfortunately, that was kind of in the height of COVID when a lot of people weren't
Mhm.
getting their regular physicals and getting checked out, right? And finally, my mom and his wife convinced him, go get it checked. It's been bothering you for a while. And when he went, they found that he had a large tumor on his kidney. At that point, it had already spread throughout his body, and it was stage 4. Um,
Oh.
so he battled that for 3 years, and almost 3 years after he was diagnosed, to the day, he passed away from the cancer. Uh,
Oh, I'm
but
sorry to hear.
uh, I'm going to recently lost another friend to cancer, and her big thing was um, cancer didn't beat me because when I died, the cancer died with me. So I took it out with me, and I kind of like that, right? They
Yeah.
fought it and not going anywhere anymore. So he was a fighter,
True.
and he was an inspiration, and he's still an inspiration to me.
Wow. No, thank you for sharing that. I'm so sorry to hear about all of that. It's never easy. But I feel like the little tidbits or little sayings from the people that inspire you or you look up to or what, you kind of will carry with you forever, which
Yeah,
is really special. And now
absolutely.
you can carry Keith with you and Team Skinny Pig. I think that's such a beautiful thing that you're doing. And a really cool opportunity with Dana-Farber. I think that not a lot of people have to like allocate where the funds go. So like that it's going to someone and something that's really, you know, that's going to really make an impact, which is
Yeah,
great.
it is. It's a really awesome program that they offer. Um, it is a heck of a commitment because you do have to raise extra money compared. I think like typically they have different minimums for different races that you run, and when you do direct the funds, they ask that you pretty much raise double of what they're typically asking for, because
Mm-hmm.
you're saying where it's going to go, right? When the bigger team runs, they raise money and it can get spread out all across all sorts of different research. So um, definitely understandable, and I'm very grateful that they've given me the opportunity to kind of carry this on for my brother, and
Yeah.
kind of gives me a smile to say Team Skinny Pig instead of like Team Keith. So
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. And the name comes from a happy thing and a happy memory or a happy experience with your family. So I think it's always cool to carry that on too.
yeah, absolutely.
Um but so you have this goal of raising, is it still 100,000? Because I heard it might be a little more now.
Uh,
Now I'm
that
holding your feet to the
RFP,
fire here, Dan.
I know. So we have a commitment that we have to raise 100,000 within 5 years.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I will tell you that is not my goal. My goal is to far exceed that, and
Mhm.
we are only 14 months in, and I have a couple notes over to my right. Sorry, so if I keep looking that way, that's
No,
why.
you're good. I'm minor too. So, but I am looking at you. I promise.
So we're 14 months in, and I'm happy to say we have reached $84,000 as of today.
Wow. Oh
So
my God.
pretty
That's
pretty
incredible.
incredible. So the $100,000 mark does not scare me. I hope to have that by February, honestly.
It's
And Eric was
amazing.
really pushing me when I appeared on the runs to commit to $1 million. Um, and you know what? I'm going to aim for it. What the hell? Why not?
Well, yeah, what the hell, right? Like you won't know if you'll get there unless you try.
Right.
That's how I always look at it, right?
Absolutely.
So do you raise funds through like races, and do you do other types of events or um anything like that, like a raffle, anything like that?
Yeah. So the main my main focus has always been I'm gonna sign up for a race. I'm gonna raise money while I run. But in doing that, we put on big events. We had a cornhole tournament this past spring. In the past, I've run for a lot of charities in the past before cancer impacted my life so much. And we can get
Mhm.
into that, I'm sure, later. But
Yeah.
we've done some big bowling tournaments. We had an annual bowling tournament for I think it was 8 years, and it raised a lot of money. It would raise like $25,000 each year, and it was
Oh my
so much
gosh.
fun. Tons of people would come together and support us, and we do raffles all the time, or drawings. We do drawings. I can't
Drawings.
legally do raffles yet, so
Okay, okay, fair.
yeah.
So drawings.
Uh, and then my daughter is planning. She's in a business club called DECA at school, and her goal is to really bring a lot of attention to skinny pigs. So she has a 5K that she is planning for the spring. Uh,
Oh, awesome.
so yeah, very
That's going to
cool.
be fun.
I'm
I
looking.
would love to join if it's open to the public and the
Yeah,
On the Runs family, the Eric and Erica On the Runs family. I would love to join. That's super, super cool. And so your kids, I would assume, really like to get involved as well, like with you
they're
and what you
definitely
do.
at that age where they have now seen like the impact and
Yeah.
how much it drives me, and they are
Yeah.
getting very excited to be part of it now. My brother, obviously, it was their uncle, right? And it was also
Hmm.
Theo's god. He was also Theo's godfather, so they have a very special connection to Keith,
Oh,
and it's really important for them to honor his memory and to do things to raise this money. So yeah, they're starting to get into it, and it's really getting exciting for me because like recently with that business club that Paige joined, her biggest goal is to just really get Skinny Pig out there and expand beyond just our family and friends, and
mhm.
get it out into the interworld, I guess, internet world.
That's amazing. No,
Yeah,
that's amazing. And it's cool, even cooler that you guys get to do it together.
yeah,
It makes it more
absolutely.
special in honoring Keith. That's really nice. Was there a moment where you like a message or any like specific moment where you were like, oh, I feel the impact of Team Skinny Pig, or you had this moment where it was like, oh, we're growing something here?
Yeah, I would say it was definitely in the last couple weeks when Paige joined this business club and
Hmm.
just told me like that's what she wants to do.
Yeah.
That was huge for me. Also, my sister and I both ran the Boston Marathon this past April for Team Skinny Pig, and we both got Boston PRs. Well, I both got marathon PRs,
It's amazing.
which was really,
Congrats.
yeah, thank you. And it was just really special to have that moment on our home course with family and friends out there, and just knowing that my brother was someone that was always out there on the course cheering for us in the past, that we
Hmm.
were doing it for him. Um, I think the like that's the personal impact, right? The real impact I think is going to come once we start to see some of the great things that Dr. McGregor and his team get to do with this money that's being raised. So I'm
Hmm.
really excited for that and how we could literally change some people's lives.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's so incredible. And before we jump into your running journey and to talk about the New York City Marathon this year, because I'm super excited to hear what you have to say about that. But um, are there any ways that are like come to the top of your mind where people can help out or get involved, like with where you're at right now with Team Skinny Pig?
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, and anytime someone wants to just join in and be part of the team, if they're running races and I happen to be running that race, or even if I'm not, I'm happy to sponsor them and help them fundraise. Um, Boston's coming up in April, right? And it's a
Hmm.
hard one to get into, and there's a lot of charities out there. So um, I actually had a friend put me in touch with someone that wants to run Boston for Dana-Farber and Team Skinny Pig. So we've partnered up there. So uh, if people have numbers because they've qualified or people have signed up through the lottery and they want to just add on a little bit of goodwill, they're more than welcome to join Team Skinny Pig and raise some money for a great cause. And the minimums are always far less if you already have a number, so
Yeah.
that always helps too. Um, and I do have friends that have joined for our Jimmy Fun walks for the New York City Marathon coming up. Um, Outside of that, there's when I have raffles, or I did it again. When we have drawings and things of that nature, we have a Team Skinny Pig Instagram page that we've been sharing all that on. You can also get to any of our links to donate directly to the fund from there as well. Uh,
Love it.
and then I believe in the spring, this is still very very premature, but there is a friend I met through Peloton, which I'm sure we're going to talk about later as well. But
Hmm.
I met him through a rowing class, and he would like to host a fundraiser at a brewery in New Jersey. So
Oh, wow.
that'll be a good opportunity for people to come out and spend some money to raise a good cause and help a friend out. So I will share some more of that once that gets kind of moving.
No, definitely. I will. I mean, I'll definitely be there. I'm born and raised in Jersey, and I'm still
Excellent.
here, so so I will be there, and we more than happy to support and share. And of course, I'll share everything in our show notes too for the listeners that want to participate and join Team Skinny Pig. I think it's awesome what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
So jumping back here a little bit as we get into the marathon talk and more of the running talk. How or when did you first start running? And like how did your running journey start?
So that was going to be one of the potential other fun facts. I was not an athlete growing up. I did not. I came in very last in my 1 mile trial in high school. Um, I think I even asked to retake it because it was so bad. So my running journey started. I think it was 2007, which at that point I was already 26. So I started much later in life, and
Mhm.
the reason why I started running was really just to support a friend that was going through a hard time. I have a really good friend, Megan, whose parents both were diagnosed with leukemia at the same
Oh
time,
man.
and they both passed away from leukemia. So I joined team in training with having no real running ability whatsoever, and signed up for a half marathon. Went out and did the San Diego half marathon, and
Wow.
it was just kind of my way of showing her, like, look, I'm going to do hard things. I'm going to raise some money, and like I didn't know how else to support her at the time, but to
Mm-hmm.
just kind of show her that, like, I saw what she was going through, and I wanted to somehow help.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's where it started, and it was not a fast half
Wow.
marathon. Um, I don't even know what my time was, to be honest, but that wasn't really important to me then. So
Yeah.
that was the start of it, and
Okay.
then from there, I just kind of realized how much I enjoyed the philanthropy side, really, and raising money for a good cause and supporting people that were going through a hard time. That meant a lot to me. I tried to do the Boston Marathon for team in training that following year, and it was a complete disaster. Like, I halfway through training, I'm like, nope, I'm not a marathon runner. I have no idea how to fundraise. I can't do this, and I dropped out.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
so then fast forward to 2011, and if I'm getting too into the weeds here, you can stop me and just say that I'm.
No, please. This is what we're here for.
Um, I joined Teddy's team that raised money for American Stroke and Heart Association, and
Mhm.
I signed up to do the Falmouth Road Race, which is a local Cape Cod race here. 7 mile race. I was like, I've done a half. I can do 7 miles, no problem. And I joined that, and just in honor of my dad. My dad's just been someone that will always drop everything for me. He's a great guy, and he had a stroke, and I was like, I'm gonna do this in his honor. Uh,
Mhm.
and so that really started my running itch, and really started my fundraising itch as well. And I was like, wow, I'm actually pretty good at this fundraising thing. And so the coordinator to Teddy's team at the time, Zach Blackburn, I'll give him a shout out, convinced me, probably because I was good at fundraising, if anything, but convinced me to do the Boston Marathon that year. And that was my first marathon in 2011. Uh,
Wow.
so it was slow, but it was fun, and
You
I
did
think
it.
raised like $6,000 because the minimum at that time was only five, and it just kind of started ballooning from there. What was really important to me was that kind of through that, my daughter was born. She was born in 2010, and I really recognized that, like, okay, she's not going to come in last place in her mile trial in high school. Like, I'm going to make sure that she grows up and she sees, like, her dad's out there working hard, can run, likes to
Mhm.
exercise, and it's important. And I really wanted to set that example early. So her entire life, I guess I've been a runner at this point. Um,
I mean,
and since
they're
then,
watching you, you know?
yeah, and
So,
the most meaningful thing for me was actually, it was probably a couple weeks ago. She just pulled me aside and told me, like, how much of a role model I've been for her, which was exactly why I started all this, and
oh
it just
my God.
was just a beautiful thing, and it makes me really happy. So I caught the running bug and the fundraising bug. I ran several marathons for Teddy's team. Um, most of my Boston's have been for Teddy's team, and
Mhm.
there was a time that I actually shifted and ran for the Martin Richard Foundation. So Martin Richard was the 8-year-old boy that died at the finish line at the bombing
Mhm.
back in 2013, and that really hit me hard because my daughter was 3.5 at the time, and she was at the finish line, very close to Martin,
Yes.
with my wife Katie and my mom and my sister. Um, and so my whole thought process kind of shifted at that point, and it
Mhm.
really became that I could go one of two ways, right? I could get really angry at the world and
Mhm.
be upset and become part of the problem, or I could really focus on the positivity and the good things in life, and what I witnessed that day. And what I witnessed that day, I wasn't at the finish line, so I didn't see the horrific things that happened to people there.
Hmm.
What I saw was people trying to help people aiding runners that had just run 26 miles and had no way to get water or anything like that at that point, right? And were confused as to why the race had stopped. Just random
Right.
strangers taking them into their house to give them food and water and help them reconnect with family. And so I really made that decision that day to be like, okay, we are going to focus on the good. We're going to do good things. We're going to keep fundraising. We're going to come back and run Boston again. And we're going to keep going and raise money for whoever the hell we want to raise money for and
That's
make
right.
sure it goes to a good cause.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
I am
That's amazing.
babbling on and on right now, so I'm sorry.
No, no, do not apologize. That was perfect. I appreciate you sharing all this because I think to your point, you could have gone one of two ways and it could have been like anger. And I mean, I'm sure there was some sense of everything in that moment.
Absolutely.
But you used it for good. And I think you hear all these stories about that year and unfortunately, all of the things that happened. But I think that's really special that you were able to take it and take such like a negative experience and turn it into such a positive and have it come. I mean, from what it sounds like, full circle almost. Maybe not full circle because you're not done yet, but kind of come back full circle in like such a positive way. I think that's really special, and it's truly is like a talent because a lot of people I don't think would share that same outlook, and which is okay, right? No
Yeah,
judgment. I think
absolutely.
people handle things differently than each other, like in everybody else, but it's
Right.
really
And
awesome.
it is not lost on me that I didn't lose anything that day, right? My family, in the grand scheme of things, ended up being safe.
Thankfully, yeah,
And
yeah.
there was a lot of people that some people lost their lives, a lot of people lost limbs. Like, there's a lot of
Hmm.
trauma that came from that day. And the Martin Richard Foundation just stuck out to me because they lost their son.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they turned it into good, and they set such an amazing example by creating their foundation that I just had to run for them, and I had to be part of that. And I really am proud of everything they've accomplished, and just honored that I got to be a small part of that.
yeah. It's incredible. It's truly incredible, honestly.
Yeah.
And so how did you so that was not your last Boston, of course, because you ran this year, but what was it that kind of got you back to the Boston starting line after that? Because I can imagine, I don't want to assume you had any specific feelings, but I know that I would have this like sense of trauma a little
Yeah.
bit. So what was it that got you back to that start line?
So somewhere along the lines before the 2013 Boston Marathon, I got this stupid idea that I wanted to run 40 marathons before I turned 40 years old. And I believe the 2013 Boston was, I think, marathon number 6 for me. So I had a long way to go to hit that
To
40.
hit 40.
Yeah. Um, and honestly, it comes down to just kind of that whole point, right? Like, focusing on the good. So to get back to the Boston start line, it just meant like I need to set an example for my wife, for my daughter, for my mom, for my sister, that, like, look, scary things happen in life, scary things happen in this
Hmm.
world, but if we let that dictate everything we do going forward, then we're just going to be living in our house alone, right? And never going outside because we're afraid of our own shadow. And uh,
Yeah,
trust me, there was a lot of anxiety that day. Um,
I bet.
no,
Yeah.
nowhere near what my wife Katie feels, though. I mean, she was there. She saw what happened to people. She was there protecting my daughter. And um, so for me, it wasn't as hard to go back there that it was for her, right? And for her to be
Hmm.
there and cheer me on, and she was there. And one of my favorite photos of us is on Boylston Street in the 2014 marathon. One of our friends captured me seeing her um, right at like the 800-meter to go mark, right under the Lennox Hotel on Boylston. and
Hmm.
and it's just right before she gave me this congratulatory kiss, and I just love the picture so much because she was
Oh,
there, and I'm so proud of her for being there, and it was just the
yeah.
perfect way for me to end that marathon.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. The following year, I mean, that's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Props to both of you for showing up. I think that, I mean, it's Amazing. I have no other words, honestly, because I don't know that I would have had the same outlook. So I think it's really refreshing to hear that from you guys. And of course, I'm glad you both were okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, of course, of course. So fast forwarding a little bit on a slightly happier note, even though we ended that on a happy note, still turning it into positive. But this year, you are running the New York City Marathon, of course, for Team Skinny Pig. And I hear you have a teammate and running partner. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I don't know how much I'd call him a running partner, but
Yeah, I we can debrief about this person after,
yeah,
because I have seen him start the New York City Marathon, and I'm afraid of what this person can do. But I
yeah.
will let
So,
you take it away.
so Alex Karwowski, great guy, Peloton instructor for the row and on the tread. Um, him and I connected in last year. I met him at the studio, obviously for a row class at the time, and
Mhm.
um, and I got like he kept dropping hints that he was training for something. And I mean, anyone that knows running could tell like he's clearly going to run the New York City Marathon in
Of
2024,
course.
even though he didn't come out and say it for a while. Um, at the time, I was training for the Chicago Marathon, so I was just we kind of became Instagram buddies, which is funny because he's terrible at social media. But through that, we just talked about our training, and eventually he found out about my brother, and
Mhm.
my brother passing away, and he reached out to me wanting to do a special class for brothers. He's got his own brother Nick, and his brother Nick has also had cancer and had childhood cancer and has overcome that. So it kind of meant a little
Wow.
bit meant a lot to Alex, and he reached out to me to do a row dedicated to Keith and brothers,
Mhm.
and we eventually did that in January of this past year, 2025. It's a phenomenal row. It took place on January 13th. It's a 60-minute endurance row. So anyone that has a rower,
Wow.
check it out, please.
I'm gonna have to
And
do it. I don't have a rower, but I'll do it.
you should get
I'll
one.
find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, imagine.
Speaking of,
Ordering it right now.
um, and we just became friends. And
Mhm.
I, I think my brother had something to do with it. He knew I needed a friend to lean on and to just have some brotherly conversations with. And over the course of the year, him and I really connected, and I'm incredibly grateful for his friendship. Um, I somehow convinced him that it would be a great honor if he ran for Team Skinny Pig on his comeback to New York, where he's aiming for to beat Bex, right? So I think she has like a 2:37
Yeah.
New York Marathon. So to say that he's a running partner is definitely
I
not the case,
know.
because my goal is under 4 hours and way above
Listen, I'm not
2 hours.
I never want to minimize your goals. So I have to just set the precedent that that you're running together, and then I'll let you tell me if you're not running together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. No, we're definitely not
So
running together.
listen,
But
Alex is on a different level.
yeah, it's a real honor to have him as a teammate, and for him to bring some just attention to Team Skinny Pig that I certainly can't do on my own. Um, which he started with that row, right? And like I had mentioned before, I met someone in that class that owns the brewery in New Jersey that wants to kind of take that and turn it into a fundraiser. So I'm really grateful for that, but more so grateful for his friendship, because he got me through some really hard times this year.
Yeah.
He is exactly the great guy that he appears to be in all his classes. Um, but damn, yeah, he's a fast runner. We tried to go for one training run together in Central Park, um, and he said, "Oh, he had already gone for like a 12-mile run with his brother earlier that morning. So when
Mhm.
he met up with me, like we ran like 3 miles. He's like, I don't think I fueled properly. I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm gonna get on a bike and just go alongside you." I'm like, or you can just tell me that I'm so much painfully slower than you that this hurts to run this slow, and I'll accept
Yeah. Alex, you can be honest with me.
it. So,
Alex's legs are like the entire length of my body.
Don't be
Truly.
fooled. It's just because he wears like the shortest shorts ever.
It's true. Short shorts, and he's
Super
got
short.
the big, yeah, the big super shoes on.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. um, no, I think that's so cool and so special. And I think when you maybe share like a similar experience, obviously not the same experience, but when you share a similar experience with somebody, it's always nice to have those people to lean on. So that's really special that you did the class, and that I'm still
Yeah.
gonna have to take, of course, and that you're doing this for New York City.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. I'm a little
And
nervous.
have you I know. Are you is this your first New York City marathon?
This is my first New York City marathon. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Second person on the pod to say it's their first New York City marathon. Um, is there a part that you're most nervous for?
Well, after listening to a few of yours, the five borough
Oh no. Oh
series,
no.
I can't wait to go to the Queensboro Bridge and come down that
It's
off ramp.
crazy.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
pretty cool.
crazy.
Um, I'm just kind of looking forward to everyone that's run it has told me that it's their favorite marathon, and that includes everyone from around Boston who has run
Hmm.
Boston with me before. They really all just love New York. They put it up there as their number one. So I'm excited to see um, if it lives up to that for me, and I think it will.
I think it will. You're gonna have to let me know how the Queensboro goes.
Yeah,
Please. I need to know your post marathon takeaway.
I'll
Do
definitely turn my volume
you
down on my music and
yes.
listen to the
Take
footsteps.
them out. Take
Yeah,
them out. I'm telling you, it's one of the craziest experiences. I mean, it's one of the craziest experiences I've ever had running. It's a really special spot, and I feel like it. I feel it so much because you just look around you and everybody's in the same boat. You're
yeah,
like, wow, this sucks for everyone right now. Not just me. Like this sucks for everyone and we're all going to make it and you just make it together. And I had a friend last year that I I think we saw each other in Brooklyn, which is a good portion of the course, and we were not running together, like when you're like silently running together but you're not really running together. Like we didn't I like gave her a pat on the back and I was like, all right, let's go, like we're gonna do this. And then we kind of just like bobbed and weaved together for a while, and we ended up parting ways right when we got to the Queensboro. And then I saw her again when we came off and I was like, this is special. Now we're at like, I don't know, mile 16, 17, and we're still dying together, and out of breath and our legs hurt, but we're gonna make it. And it's just a really, I don't know. I'm just curious to hear your take on it. So I can't wait for that.
yeah. I'm excited for that.
Um, are you gonna carry any, or do you carry anything or wear anything like in honor of your brother?
I do. So since the 2012 marathon, I always carry a few things with me. I have a
Hmm.
human training bracelet that I wear in honor of my friend's parents who passed, and that's what started my journey. So they're with me every marathon.
It's
Uh,
amazing.
I also wear a Teddy's team bracelet because I had been with them for so many marathons in the past. And then I have a Martin Richard Foundation bracelet that I wear. And then I recently got a bracelet. My wife recently made me a bracelet with it's a photo. See that there? It's a photo of my brother inside there. That will be with me.
Wow.
Um, well, this is kind of funny. But I don't know what they're formally called, but the cards that they give out at wakes with like a picture
Hmm.
of the deceased on it. I have one of my brother, and my kids call it the Uncle Keith trading card. So I'll have that with me.
Oh,
And then my
that's
brother's
the new official name.
yeah, whoever passed away trading card. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'll have that with me, and then I will have a 77 on my singlet, which was his football number in high school, and just his favorite number after that. So that'll
Love that.
yeah,
You got everyone with you. See, some people dedicate miles, some people have a song for, their inspirations, but I think it's always nice to have something that you wear that you can carry in
yeah,
your pocket, you know? That's really special.
yeah.
You got a new bracelet for this year and your brother's right there with you.
I do. Yeah, I'm
It's
looking
special.
looking forward to that. So that's it's going to be right there. So when I get to those points where I'm like, why am I doing this? I'll just look down and it'll push.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to have any of those moments. You're just going to be cruising. It's going to be fine.
I hope
Trying
so.
to keep up with
You know,
trying to keep up with Alex K.
yeah.
Uh,
Hey, I'm kicking his ass on fundraising, so
yeah, see, that counts.
yeah,
That's a win. That's considered beating Alex K in something.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No competition. Um, is there one piece of advice you would give someone who like wants to start running for a cause that's close to their heart or run a race like with all of this in mind?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid of raising the money, right? Because if it's something that's that special to you, you will find a way to get it done, and you will be surprised by how many people in your life, whether it's friends, family, coworkers, or just random strangers you tell your story to, that will support you. Uh,
Hmm.
the it's funny thinking back, like I dropped out of that first Boston Marathon because I couldn't raise the money. I just I guess my heart wasn't ready for that yet. So you need to be ready for to do two things, right? You need to be ready to commit to training for a marathon because it is a commitment, and then the fundraising is like a it's a part-time job, so you got to be ready for
Yeah.
that too. And I wasn't there originally, but now I just have this passion for it. I love it. Uh, raised over, I think, over $400,000 for charities at this point in the last 10 years. Um, so it is
Wow.
easier than you think it is. Not to say it's going to be the easiest thing you've ever done,
Easy.
but
Yeah.
you will have people support you that you didn't expect, and
Cool.
it should not hold you back.
No, that's really great advice, especially from somebody who lived dropping out of a charity, right? Like, I mean, or dropping out of a race because you felt like you couldn't raise the funds.
Yeah,
I won't ever complain about having to raise like $1,500 for the
right.
Chicago Marathon the one year that I did it. And I was struggling hardcore. It scared me ever since, but this is inspiring me to start again. But yeah, and speaking of support, New York is famous for its crowd support. How do you think that energy will affect you during the run? Like, are you somebody that feeds off the crowd or
Um,
because you're out there cheering. We spoke about it in the pre-show. I heard you're out there cheering for Chicago and everybody else. So how does the crowd affect you?
so I will tell you, I am not good at cheering. I am like the
Me
worst
either.
ever. Um, I I don't know what it is, but I'll just even when I'm at my daughter's like cross country meets, I'm just like, good job.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
I get embarrassed like screaming out loud, even though
Exactly.
everybody's doing the same thing as me. You
Yes,
know what
that
I
is my
mean?
problem too. I feel like everyone's looking at me instead of the marathon, which is ridiculous, right?
Exactly.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
believe it or not, I don't really feed off the crowd much unless it's a face that I know. Uh,
Hmm.
but I have the ability to. So I guess what I mean by that is I like to just listen to my music, look straight ahead, and just go for it. And
Yeah.
then if I have a moment where I'm starting to struggle, then I look for something in the crowd to get me going. I'll look for a
Hmm.
sign or a little kid holding up like there for a high five or something. Um, Sometimes if I get really in a bind, I'll just start yelling at the crowd. I'm like, let's go! I like try to get them, like pump them up to yell for
So
me.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I've run so many marathons that were just backwoods, nobody supporting you marathons
Hmm.
that I can turn it on and turn it off when I need to. This one, I don't think I'm gonna be able to turn it off. From what I hear, it's
It's crazy.
pretty crazy. So I'm looking forward to that. The downside is I won't have my family there, which is a bummer. So there's no one in particular
Oh,
I'll be like searching the crowd for. Uh,
yeah.
but I'm sure people will find me anyway. So
Yeah, people will definitely find you. In New York, there's always a way. Somehow I always see like my friends and I will have some sort of coordination on where they're going to be and I'm very bad at like looking up when I run. So
yeah,
like half the time they're screaming at me and I miss them or like they're screaming at me and then I see them later. But they always find a way to like see me like three times. And I'm running and I'm thinking in my head, how is this even possible? I don't even know how I saw you once. How are you going to see me again?
right.
So everybody always finds away in New York. But that's really interesting about the crowd. I feel like I kind of have a similar vibe where sometimes I need it and sometimes I don't. But my first marathon was the Martha's Vineyard Marathon, and I ran it to do a BQ, like to get a BQ. It was my first marathon ever. So like going after a BQ was crazy. Um I ended up doing it, but like no, when I tell you like nobody, we were in like the state forest.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's the right term. It was like a forest though, and like it was just me for 18 miles, 19 miles, 20 miles. I'm like, man, I'm so bored. And my sister was running the half, and I lapped her when I was running the full, and she was at like mile like 8 of the half, and I ended up lapping her, and I was like, wow, that was really fun. You're like the only person I saw, but I see you every day.
I,
And so now like going from that to any of the majors is just crazy. But I think because I had that experience, I'm able to kind of turn it off and turn it on, like what you're saying, where it's like sometimes I can feed off of it, and then other times I'm like locked in.
yeah.
Um,
And you got to, it helps you kind of stay in control, right? And keep to your pace
mhm.
versus like getting that excitement and being like, oh crap, I'm going a minute faster than I should be going right now. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
find that
that's
helps.
right. Yeah, but you're gonna have to high five some of the kids in Brooklyn because they are lining the streets and they just have like their little hands out and they're waiting for you to like give me a high five for an energy boost. You'll see a lot of that in Brooklyn, but and they actually people like I don't know how much you people have told you about it, but there's a I feel like I'm drawing a blank on where it is in Brooklyn, but when you're kind of approaching Queens, there's one street where like everybody kind of just pinches in the crowd, and it's just like a one lane, like a one person lane. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. They're not supposed to do that, but they do it anyway, and it just became a thing. That's always an exciting spot. That's where I tend to go off pace.
Get through it
But
if possible, or you're just really excited.
uh, I think I just get really excited. It's fun. It's fun. It's like it's I imagine what it's like being a football player when they run through like this scream tunnel
Yeah.
like onto the field. Like that's kind of what it feels like. It's always a fun spot. Um, but or do you have any like pre-race rituals or habits to get yourself in the zone? Because it's a long wait on
Yeah.
Staten Island.
Um,
Um,
so I'm used to long waits because for Boston, it's like the charity waves start at like 11. So,
mhm,
and you have to like I live on the west side of the start line. So to go out to Boston to get a bus to the start, it's just not what I did. So I used to get dropped off at the start. So I'd be there for like 5 to 6 hours ahead of time.
oh my God.
And you just take a couple
Okay,
breakfast,
then Staten Island's
bagel
nothing
or something,
compared to that.
take a nap.
Yeah.
But really, it's for me like pre-race. I always have to have the same meal the night before. I always do grilled chicken, a baked potato, and a little bit of broccoli. That's it. I'm not a big pasta
Yep.
guy, so like that's my pre-race meal. The morning of, I always have the same like protein pancakes. My coach, so I finally had a coach for the like really for the first time ever for Boston this year. It's actually
Mhm.
Alex's brother Nick.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
Story
That's
behind that.
awesome.
But Nick was like, "Yeah, have those pancakes and throw some honey on it for that like quick carb burn." I was like, "Okay," and so I did that, and I PR'd. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna eat that every
Yeah, it
time."
works. Yeah, that's right. You can't deviate. You have to keep it.
And then, of course, I
Um,
have the pre-race ritual of the day before where I get super anxious, always feel like I'm going to throw up, and and feel like
yep.
all my training is going
Yep.
short. So,
Yep. And then I ask myself why I do this
yes.
over and over and over again, why I continue to run races and make myself this anxious. Um, but no, wait, I'm going to backtrack. How did that come to be where Nick became your coach?
So I met him last year, the day after the New York City Marathon. I actually went
Hmm.
down to Peloton. Alex taught a row class the morning after because, of course, he can run a marathon in
Obviously.
class.
Hmm.
And in that class, before it started, Nick was taking the class and he was sitting next to me. And I was like, "Man, your brother did great yesterday, right?" And Nick's like, "No, he didn't go to plan. He went out too fast. He like." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then so after that, I was just kind of thinking like, wow, like, I've done like 44 marathons. I kind of always just did my own thing. Like I followed the training plan. I did my long runs, all this. I'm like, but I want that attitude. Like I want to go out and like work for it really hard and put
Mm-hmm.
like everything out there. And so Nick does private coaching. So I was like, what the hell? What? I might as well go for it. So,
Yeah, why not?
and he totally changed how I like train. I don't do the typical like 18-mile, 20-mile long runs on Saturdays or that like 21 to 22 mile when people do like 4 weeks out. He
Mm-hmm.
just had me increase the volume a ton throughout the week, got me used to like running speed intervals on tired legs. And the
Mm-hmm.
whole time I was freaking out leading up to Boston. I'm like, I haven't run more than 13 miles at one time. Like, how is this going to work? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, this is ridiculous. And he's like, just trust me. I'm like, okay, I hired you. I trust you. And Boston it was my fastest marathon, my fastest Boston by like a half an hour. My
Wow.
fastest marathon altogether. Like I took, I think 6 minutes off my prior PR.
Oh my
I
God.
never got tired. I had a blast. I probably should have given it more the last like 4 miles. It was the best experience I've ever had running. Um, I just was so well prepared for it. And so I'm
Yeah.
really hoping that translates to this marathon
It's
as well. Um, but honestly, that's my biggest fear for this marathon too, is that I keep thinking about how I felt for Boston, and not every race is the same. No race is ever the same. And
mm-hmm.
I'm just worried that I'm going to get out there and like by mile 4, I'm going to be like, I don't feel the same way. And it's going to get in my head and things going to unravel.
I
I've also
know.
had a lot of people tell me like, "Oh, New York's not a PR course," and I'm like, "Every course is a PR course. Like,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
figure it out. Like you don't know how you're going to feel on race day, and if you're training for it, yeah, go for the freaking PR. Not just, don't get afraid
Yeah.
of it just because people are telling you that it's not a PR course." So,
That's right. That's right. I love that attitude. I completely agree with you. I think every course is a PR course if you make it a PR course, and New York especially I think is like, I know this is a totally unpopular opinion, but I think it's one of the best PR courses because it's such the bridges are tough, of course, if you don't like train on hills a lot, but
yeah,
just the up and the down actually kind of pushes you a little bit. You're not running flat, flat, flat. Like
yeah.
everyone loves
Chicago is
Chicago
my
because it's
least
flat.
favorite.
Me too,
Oh, I
because
hate
I
it.
I I hated it so much. I mean, it was my fastest marathon ever, but the way that I felt like complete shit after, I was actually so it was supposed to be a happy time because I PR'd and I beat my initial marathon time. I felt like such shit that I was like pissed off at myself because I did not execute well. And I was in so much pain. And I'm like, wow, I did not prepare for this to be this flat.
Yeah, my
So yeah, it
theory is
could be
just
a good PR course, but it
you're just using
sucks
the same muscle group for
over
like
and
the
over.
entire race because there's no up and down, there's no
Yeah,
fluctuation. And it's so
it was bad.
boring.
Yo, it's so boring. It's so boring. My sister was like, my sister read it last year and she's like, what was your favorite part of the course? I'm like, I'm going to be honest, don't remember any of it.
The
I
finish.
was like, I don't remember any of it. I'm like, I didn't even look up. I was just going, I was bored. I was ready for it to be over. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And then that like last turn where you could see the finish line, but you're only at like mile 23.
Oh
I
yeah.
just remember running the last 3 miles. I'm like, this is such bullshit. Like,
Yes.
get me out of here. I hate this. All right,
We're
bringing
on
it
the
back
same
to New
wavelength.
York here. Yeah, we are. I know. Same. See, exactly. I'm telling you, it's the power of the podcast. um, so, how are you planning on celebrating after?
Whew. I don't know. To be honest, my unfortunately my wife Katie has to have surgery next week, so she can't come to New York with
Oh
me.
no.
Which obviously, we've gone out to dinner, celebrate, and all that. So, um, I plan on calling people, like calling her the second I cross that finish line and celebrating
Mm-hmm.
with her like that. Probably go out for some food and some drinks with somebody. if I feel up for it, or maybe just go back to my hotel room and wake up Monday morning. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
it'll be another PR or at least close to a PR. And that enough will be just pretty cool for me. So
Love it. I think it will be. If you could PR in Boston, you can PR in New York. Boston's way harder. Way
see,
harder.
I
See, I'm
no
telling
one's ever
you.
told, no one's ever said that to me, but I like that. I like that.
Really? It's one of those that I have beef with Boston every year.
Yeah,
It's something every year where I'm just like, man, I would have done this better. I would have done that. I should have done this. And then last year I was like, "Ooh, I kind of think I got it and I'm doing it right." And now next year I'm like going in with this crazy energy of like third time's the charm. It has to be. It has to be.
you're running
But
2026.
yeah, I
Excellent.
am. I am. So
I'm
hopefully
giving out
see you
medals
there.
at the finish line, so I'll have to meet you at the finish with your
Yes.
medal.
Okay, I'm holding you to that.
All right,
I will find you. I
absolutely.
promise. That'd be so special, and I would be honored to
Yeah,
get my medal from you. That'd be so cool. All right, bringing it home here. Not that I want this pod to end. This is so cool. You have so many cool stories. You're gonna have to come back, Dan. There's not enough time
sure. Thank you.
in the day for me to ask all the questions I have. But when you look back on this race, no matter how it goes, what do you hope you'll remember most about running your first? Now I know it's your first,
Yeah.
the 2025 New York City Marathon.
So my goal, I never intended to go for the 6 stars. Side note, and I know this isn't the question you asked, but I'm still angry at Abbott for announcing the 7th star during the
Me
New
too.
York City Marathon last year. Like, couldn't they have waited a week? Just a
Yeah, that
week.
was so annoying.
Yeah,
Like I opened up my phone at the finish line. I'm like, oh, for real?
right. Like, give
Like,
the people that are getting their 6 star that day the feeling of accomplishment rather than the, oh crap, now I have to go to Australia.
now I gotta do another one. Yeah.
So sorry.
The medal is cool though. The
Understand.
medal is sick.
So I never intended to like go for my 6 stars or anything like that. But
Mhm.
when my brother passed away last September, I had been training for Chicago. I ended up going and running Chicago 3 weeks after he passed. And
Oh
my
gosh.
my goal is really to do all the majors in his name, in his memory, and to try to crush each one of them. Right. I'm my mid 40s now, and I'm running faster and better than I ever have. So my real hope is that I'm going to look back on New York, and it's going to be one of the fastest, if not the fastest marathon I've ever run, and that it's going to be another star of the 6 because I'm only going for the original 6. We'll figure out
That's
Australia at
right.
the time, um, and just know that if he could have been at the finish line for me, I know he absolutely would have been there because he was at so many of the 40 marathons cheering me on. And I just want to remember the moment of crossing, thinking of him, getting the medal, and just honoring him. And yeah, I mean, it's New York. It's freaking New York
It's
City. Like, it's just
yeah.
so.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I just want to have that solid memory of just pure joy. That's what I felt at Boston this year. I honestly thought Boston. I thought I was going to cross and be a train wreck, be an emotional mess, and I wasn't. I was happier than I'd been in months, and it's just the grief is going to hit me at different times. Better not freaking
Mhm.
hit me during the marathon in New York.
No.
Um, but if it does, then I'll just remember Keith was there with me.
That's right. And he is. He's on your wrist.
Yeah,
You got him with you, right in every step of the way. I love
absolutely.
that. Well, this has been so awesome. I so appreciate you sharing everything you shared with us. And I can't wait to cheer for you, even though you're not going to see me, as we've already decided. I will be out there. I promise. I will have you on my tracker. It's going to be a great day. I'm really excited for you. Um, and lastly, if you are willing to share and you want to tell people where they can find you and Team Skinny Pig and all of that, I would love for you to share so
Yeah.
everybody can follow along.
So on social, on Instagram, and then I'm sure we'll expand it eventually once we figure out how to do that. But it's Team Skinny Pig, no spaces, just spelt right out, is our Instagram page. Or you can find me at Natman, which is Natmman. It's also my leaderboard name for Peloton. So if anyone wants to follow me on that, and add the
Love
hashtag
it.
Team Skinny Pig to their Peloton profile, I always appreciate that. But on that Instagram page for Team Skinny Pig, you can find the links to donate to me personally, to the New York team, which is just me and Alex right now, but that's okay. Next year we can expand that. Or if you want to donate to Alex and see if you can get him closer to beating me in the fundraising, you're welcome to do that as well. My goal was to raise 15,000 personally for New York. I think I'm at right under 12,000 right now. But as a team, I think Alex has raised about 2,000, so we're pretty close to that. So anyone wants to support us, please feel free to swing by that and click on those links. Really just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about Team Skinny Pig and bring it some more attention. I love that I'm getting the opportunity to expand it beyond just my family and friends now, into the Pello universe, I guess, now as well, which is pretty cool. And it really means a lot. Just one quick fact about the cancer that my brother died of, renal cell cancer. When he was diagnosed in 2021, the 5-year survival rate at the time for stage 4 cancer was 7%. Today, the survival rate is 18%. So in just that short 4-year period, it has increased. And there's no doubt in my mind that some of this money that we're raising is going to go to continue to change that and to save lives and to extend people's lives and make a difference. And if that's the one thing I'm put here to do, is to honor my brother and help other people, that's what I want to do. I'm not an athlete. I'm not the
Yes,
smartest,
you are.
not the smartest guy in the room, but I will roll my sleeves up and fundraise to make a difference. And I really appreciate you highlighting this. I really appreciate all my friends, all my family, Peloton instructors. Beyond just Alex, Mariana has been a huge support for me.
My bestie.
Yeah, I hear her mentioning all the time in her classes, and it's just an amazing community, and I'm honored that they are also partaking in this and helping me raise money and attention and all that. So.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you coming on here and sharing everything. And I can't wait to hear about New York, and I can't wait to continue to support Team Skinny Pig. I think you're doing awesome work. And I think a lot of more people than you think are inspired by you and the work you're doing. So keep doing it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Dan's story is one of those that really sticks out to me, and one that will stick with you. I walked away from this conversation with a true reminder of why we run and who we run for. So, from starting Team Skinny Pig with just a name inspired by his niece, to raising tens of thousands of dollars for cancer research, to now running the New York City Marathon with Alex K. And it's very clearly a journey built on heart and hope. And I left that conversation feeling so inspired by Dan. So thank you so much again to Dan Foley, Team Skinny Pig, for coming on the Allie G show to share his story and, share so much with us. But if you want to follow along with Dan's journey, or join Team Skinny Pig, all the links are in the show notes. And of course, follow along here for new track releases and pod updates at _Allie G show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you all next week.